Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great Monday so far, and as well as a great start to your work week. And today is January 27th, 2025, and in today's forecast, we are going to be talking about a wild pattern that's going to be coming to the United States as we get into the beginning of February, which we are only 4 days away from February now, as the start of February is going to be later this week. And February could be a pretty wild month, as not only could we be seeing more snowstorms, but we could even be seeing more severe weather. We could be seeing a lot of wild swings in our temperature, which is mainly why we're expecting severe weather, is because we're going to see a lot of shots of warm air and cold air try to make its way on in here, which will definitely bring the potential for severe weather when they start colliding with each other. And not only that, I also do think we could be seeing even some flooding issues, as well as the latest from the National Weather Service is also pointing out some areas that could see some flooding, which we will be talking about in just a little bit. But if you are new here to the YouTube channel, make sure to click that subscribe button down below, as our next goal is to try to reach 2,000 subscribers before spring, and I would love it if we could even try to reach 2,000 subscribers before March. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you know on social media. I definitely appreciate it. But let's first start off by taking a look at the models here. Starting off with the European model, we're going to go ahead and select the longer run from it, and we're going to go ahead and start off by taking a look at what's going on as of right now, which we do have a little bit of rain still ongoing down here in the deep south, which could bring a little bit of rain, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder down here towards the deep south as we head throughout today. But other than that, not really expecting much out of the system. And then after that heads out, I think the next thing that we're going to have to watch for is going to be some pretty big lightning strikes down here in Texas, just given the fact that the Storm Prediction Center has already outlined parts there of Texas for a site risk for severe weather. And this is what it looks like. If we go over to the SPC outlooks and we go over to day 3 outlook, we do have a slight risk for severe weather down there in parts there of Texas, as you can see, especially near the Abilene area. So this will be one day to really keep an eye on, which will be Wednesday into Thursday of this week. And then if we take a look at the day 4 outlook, we even have another big slight risk for severe weather for parts there of Texas, especially like San Antonio, all the way back up there towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that's going to be another area we must keep an eye on, as we could be seeing some similar hazards. But as of right now, though, it's still a little hard to tell exactly how everything will set up, as we are still heading about 2-3 days out from when the severe weather down here in Texas is expected to occur. But I definitely do think severe weather is definitely going to kind of be a problem down here. So if I were you, I would at least be paying attention by now and staying informed, as there's a pretty good chance one of these site risks may expand. I don't think it's going to be upgraded, even though it was a day 4 outlook, but I definitely do think we could be seeing once again the site risk expand a little bit more. So make sure to keep an eye on it by the time we get into Wednesday and as well as Thursday of this week. But back to what we were talking about before, once again, we are going to be tracking that system down there in Texas, likely to bring some severe weather as we get into Wednesday and as well as Thursday of this week. And I would especially say on Thursday, as there's going to be a much bigger area of rainfall, possibly even causing some flooding issues. So if you are going to be driving on the roadways on Wednesday and as well as Thursday of this week, make sure you use extreme caution when driving on those roadways, as there will be widespread moderate to heavy rain across parts there of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and as well as parts there of Louisiana. That will continue eastward, starting to head over there into the Ohio Valley. Can't rule out some flooding issues even across these areas, as that rainfall, especially on the southern side of that system, is going to continue to be on the heavier side of things. That will continue towards the east coast, possibly even bringing some snowfall up there towards Maine. And then after that, that may be something else, but we definitely can't rule out maybe another winter storm or two rolling on through from the west all the way back over there into parts there of the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, and as well as the northeast where heavy snow, some freezing rain, and even some sleet could definitely mix on in, and maybe even another winter storm after that. But we are heading almost all the way out to the very end of the model run, so it's not really something that's certain as of right now. But once again, for how the temperatures and all that stuff are going to set up, I do think parts of February will be very favorable for a winter storm or two. So definitely make sure you are paying attention, as we could definitely see a lot of this roll on through, or at least happen as we head throughout the first 2 weeks of our February. But once again, way too far out to really tell exactly how it will play out, but I definitely do think this is something to keep an eye on very closely, as we could be seeing another winter storm or two roll on through, and once again, maybe even some severe weather as we head into the first 2 weeks of February too as well. And just to show you guys that, you guys can see that by the time we get into Thursday, once again, severe weather likely ongoing in parts there of Texas. As we get into Thursday of this week, after that, most of the severe weather diminishes, and then we start to see some more starting to pop up, as widespread severe weather could be possible across parts there, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Illinois, maybe even heading into parts there of Indiana, back down there into Mississippi, Louisiana, and then most of that should be weaker than what it started out as, but I still wouldn't rule out maybe a slight risk or two down here in the deep south by the time we get into later next week, which will be over 7 days from now. But once again, definitely something to keep an eye on very closely, as this could be one of our next big storm systems to keep an eye on, so make sure you are at least paying attention. Now, next thing that we're going to look at is going to be with our temperatures. I'll go ahead and stick with this model, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at our temperatures by looking at the temperature anomaly. And as you guys can see, as of right now, dealing with below normal temperatures across a pretty good portion of the eastern, central, and western United States. Thankfully not well below average, as this cold air is getting weaker as that warm air down to the south is going to try to surge on in. So definitely a little bit of a brief cool down before we start to see that warm up from the north, and as well as the Gulf of Mexico try to surge on in, which is going to bring well above normal temperatures for quite some time, and could even continue even as we get into the beginning of our February, which will be later this week and into early next week. And then after that, maybe a little bit of a brief cool down once again, but I do think we're going to continue to stay above average from there, especially if we're going to be anywhere from 30, especially if we're going to be anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees above normal across parts there, the Ohio Valley, deep south, and as well as the Midwest. And then after that, once again, maybe a cold shot or two rolling after that. But like I said, I do think we are going to continue to stay above average from there. So if I were you, I would definitely get ready for above normal temperatures, but still leave your winter gear out just in case the weather starts to get a little chilly again. But once again, we're seeing more in the way of warm air than we are seeing cold air, so make sure to at least be prepared for warm air, but once again, make sure to at least leave your stuff out so that way you guys are ready just in case the weather does get cold again. Now, the other things that we're going to look at is going to be your total rainfall. This is what's going to give us this is what's going to show us about what we could see down there in the deep south, because as you guys can see, by the time we get into Tuesday, starts to ramp right back up across parts there of Texas, which will be as we get into tomorrow. Look at that. Wednesday continues to start adding up. Look at that. Thursday really starts ramping up across parts there of Texas, and like I said, Thursday and Wednesday are going to be the days to watch for, not only for severe weather, but also for flooding, as we could be seeing anywhere from 2 to 4 inches across parts there of Texas, Oklahoma, that will eventually start heading through Arkansas, southern Missouri, into southern Illinois, parts there of Indiana, even back down there through western Kentucky, western Tennessee, pretty good portion there of Mississippi, back over there through much of Louisiana, and maybe even heading into parts there of the the mid-Atlantic by the time we get into the weekend, where much of the area that I just pointed out, especially where you see those yellows, could indicate anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, locally higher amounts possible, especially down here in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and as well as Louisiana, where we could be seeing some flooding issues. So once again, if you're going to be on the roadway mid to late this week, especially on Wednesday, Thursday, and perhaps even into Friday, definitely use caution when you're driving on those roadways, as we could even be seeing severe weather during that time. So if I were you, I would probably try to stay off the roads, but once again, definitely use extreme caution if you must be on the roads. Now, next thing that we're going to look at is going to be our total snowfall. Total snowfall is what's going to give us the idea on how much snowfall we could see from this next potential winter storm. And as we take this forward all the way out to Saturday, February 8th, we do see a pretty good area getting around a foot of snowfall, especially up here in the Great Lakes region, back down there into New England. Hopefully these areas will pick up quite a bit. I'm hoping that happens because places like Maine have not seen as much snowfall this year, so we're hoping that some of the areas that have seen a little bit of snowfall thankfully meet their average, which I definitely do expect that to happen, as the small does want to point out anywhere from 1 to 2 feet of snowfall across the northern Great Lakes, and maybe, just maybe, a little dusting of snowfall or two occurring over here in the Ohio Valley and Midwest. But once again, though, most of it should be focused up to the north, and a lot of it is even going to be focused out here to the west, where we could even be seeing areas possibly even getting up there towards 48 inches, especially over there in the Cascades, all the way down there into the Sierra Nevadas, where that snowfall is really going to start ramping up, especially because this warm air is going to try to surge on into the east, which will bring below normal temperatures out here to the west and above normal temperatures out here in the east. And so it will kind of look like this. Let me draw that out. It will kind of look like this, where we see above normal temperatures across the east. We'll put an H for that, and below normal temperatures out here to the west, and we'll put a B for that. So that's definitely going to be our trend as we head throughout much of this week and into next week and even the week after. So definitely make sure you are paying attention, as this will be a very active pattern as we get into the beginning of our February. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you guys know on social media. Make sure to do all that, and that would be appreciated. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Monday and a great start to your work week, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and goodbye.